What's happening, everybody? Woo! Having an awesome day? You better be, because I know I am. Today, just getting a little bit of a snowstorm here. We're getting nor'easter. That's two storms coming into one right there, just in case you didn't know. I'm supposed to get 20 centimeters. So I am super pumped that that's happening today and not further on down the week, because my flight's on Friday. And if it were to happen any other time later than today, I probably would be delayed a little bit. So I'm just at my grandmother's here right now, staying the night, and I thought I'd post up a little video. I think the video I'll do today is just question and answers. So stay tuned, see what kind of questions I'm having, and see what kind of answers I'm giving. Oh yeah. Alrighty then. Let's dive right on into this fun and fact-filled awesome adventure, eh? Got a little piece of paper here with some questions on it, and we'll see what happens, eh? So question number one, how did you start traveling? Well, how did I start traveling? It was pretty much just by a whim. Said screw it. Me and my brother, we were looking up West Coast Trail in British Columbia. That was the first legit real trip that I had. That was back in 2014, and we seen it. We're like, oh, that would be an awesome trail to do. So a couple months went by, and still in the back of my mind, watching videos of it and just thinking it'd be an awesome journey. So I just got in contact with him and said, hey man, like, we're not doing anything this summer. We're going on hiking that trail. And as soon as I did that, his answer was, yeah, definitely. So saved up a little bit of money, and I think it was like 3 or 4 months later, we were on a plane heading over to British Columbia to the island, to Vancouver Island, where the West Coast Trail is. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It is beautiful. I got a video that I'll link in my description, and I'll put a little icon up here somewhere for it if you want to check it out. So yeah, that was really how I first got into traveling, just by getting out there and doing it. Question number 2, best place I've been to. Well, I'm not really a world traveler yet. I've only traveled around Canada. So that's where my knowledge is for places, but best place I've been to is Vancouver Island so far. That place is just amazing. I love it out there. The atmosphere, the people, the scenery, everything is just breathtakingly beautiful. Biggest piece of advice for someone to start traveling. Question number 3. Biggest piece of advice is don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. If you do, you won't ever do it. You just gotta jump on in pretty well. But if I were to give another piece of advice, which I'm going to, is be debt free. It makes things a lot easier, a lot less stressful. But yeah, you just gotta, if you want to do it. Just jump right in. Don't let anything stop you. Question 4, have you hitchhiked before? Hitchhiked? Oh yeah, me and hitchhiking are awesome pals. You know, we're just, hey, what's up? My last trip, I moved out to BC, and then on my way home, had the bright idea to hitchhike across Canada, so that's what I did. Hitchhiked from British Columbia to Ontario just before winter, and then from Ontario to Nova Scotia, I just ended up catching a plane just to save a little bit of time, because winter was coming on and I didn't have the right gear. Best travel experience. Best travel experience. It would have to be the West Coast Trail. That was and the 2 weeks that we spent backpacking the island. It was amazing. Anybody get out to Vancouver Island? It is truly awesome over there. Question number 6. What is my worst travel experience? Like I say, I haven't really done too many serious trips, so I don't really have a lot of options to choose from, but so far the worst travel experience was when we were taking a road trip across Canada in the winter. This was in the beginning of January. Me and my brother moved out to BC, and about, 20 kilometers outside Saskatoon, his transfer case blew up in the Jeep, so we were stranded on the side of the road in -30, waiting for a tow truck for a little bit, and had 6 hours to figure out how we were going to get the Jeep and us to British Columbia. But it all worked out. So far, that was one of the worst experiences, but at the same time, one of the best. Question 7. Romance on the road. I'm going to keep this Answer short and sweet. Mixture of both, yes and no, but I'm gonna say yes. Question 8. Weirdest thing eaten while traveling. Like I said, this is gonna change coming on down the road because I'm gonna be doing a lot more travels coming up here in the future. But so far, the weirdest thing that I've eaten is a fried mealworm cooked up in butter. And you may think I'm weird for saying this, but it tastes exactly like popcorn. And if you don't believe me, go get a mealworm, fried up in some butter, and you wouldn't even know the difference from that and popcorn. Who is someone you met who stands out? This question's easy for me. Was a guy out in Victoria. His name is Armachet, and this guy was just salt of the earth kind of guy. Didn't really have a pleasant look to him. That's why people were judging him. But we sat down with him, and we ended up talking with him for I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. He gave us his last 2 beer. He started crying, tearing up when he was talking about how great a woman Mother Teresa was. And this guy is just a great guy, salt of the earth kind of fellow. Question number 10. Bucket list. Oh geez, bucket list. There's too many things on my bucket list. I got a bucket list that long. But hey, the major point is that I'm going to check some things off this year. Machu Picchu, the pyramids, the Mayan ruins, Pumapunku. The list goes on. I love to mountain bike the world's deadliest road in Bolivia. I could just keep going with that question and the answers for it, but I'll just keep limited to that. So yeah, there's my video for today. Like I say, it's not very long, and it's not me out and about, but you know, I hope you like it, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, like it, and comment. That would be muchly appreciated. Stay tuned for some more awesome videos coming up here in the future. Friday is going to be starting of Cancun, and sun and beach and just awesomeness down there, so I can't wait. Rise up, accept the challenge, be a phoenix. That's right. Don't let anything stop you. Have an awesome day, night, whatever you guys are doing. Have an awesome time. Cheers, everybody.